Ready to have more energy, fit into your favorite jeans again, and just feel good? Shannon Galladay is here to help you create a healthy lifestyle so you can be your best for the people you love most. Shannon, the founder of Galladay Fit, has over 12 years of experience as a health and fitness coach and a year of experience as a life coach. As a mother of 3 girls who struggled with her weight during pregnancies, she understands what it's like to get her body back after having babies. As a valued listener, you can take advantage of an exclusive offer. Mention this podcast and receive a generous $20 discount on our fitness and nutrition package, plus a free 30-minute life coaching session with Shannon. Whether you want to lose the baby weight, run a 5K race, or just feel better in your clothes, call or text Shannon at 480-823-2595. You can also go to yourwellnesscheckin.com to get Shannon's free checklist and videos to help you start feeling better right away. It's time to start feeling and looking your best so you can take care of the people you love most. Shannon is so welcoming and easy to talk to. I just love interacting with her. I know working with her could be a meaningful experience.
Hey, it's just Blaine and Bex here with the best podcast in Utah.
That's right. It's Radio Daybreak, a show highlighting the people, businesses, and events that make Daybreak, Salt Lake City, and Utah one of the most majestic places around.
Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and never miss an episode of the best podcast in Utah, Radio Daybreak.
Looking to brighten your smile and boost your confidence? Look no further than Brighter Shades Ahead, your ultimate destination for teeth whitening. Jamie, the founder, has over 20 years of dental expertise. As a licensed and certified teeth whitening professional who understands the challenges of motherhood, she's here to help you. As a valued listener, you can take advantage of an exclusive offer. Mention this podcast and receive a generous $25 discount on a blissful 90-minute session. Whether you're preparing for dental work or just looking for a confidence boost, visit brightershadesAhead.com or call or text 801-550-4693. Again, 801-550-4693 to schedule your next whitening session. Remember, brighter teeth won't solve all your problems, but they're a beautiful reminder that brighter days are always ahead. I recently got my teeth whitened by Jamie and loved the experience. I am excited to go back, and I know you'll love the experience too. So book her today. Step into the world of A is for Adversity, a podcast where we explore the journey of motherhood. Join us weekly as we navigate the intricate garden of self-discovery amidst the trials of motherhood. This is your space to nurture your identity and bloom. I'm your host, Jen Banks. That music was from Cindy from the band Without Ending. Wasn't that great? I love having a local artist do my intro music. It's so fabulous. If you can't tell, I have a little bit of a cold. Must have been from those crazy snow squalls that came in last night. But I am so excited to introduce you to my guest this week. Her name is Angela Hussey, and she's going to talk about accepting a new path and how her circumstances were different than she expected and how she ends up homeschooling some of her kids, actually. So let's go to the interview. Okay, I'm here with Angela today. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, yes, I'm doing so good. We got over some sickness and now we're back on the up and up. So 'tis the season. Would you mind introducing yourself to my audience?
Yeah, I'm Angela Hussey. I was born and raised here in Utah. I am one of 7 girls, so I come from a very large family. I met my husband Tyler when he was in school for pharmacy and I was in nursing school. We got married. We just had our 4th child 9 months ago. And we live in West Jordan. That's about it.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I met Angela when our boys were, or my boy and her daughter were both in preschool. Yeah, it's just been fun to make connections wherever I go. So we'll just talk a little bit about who you are, and then we'll move into what you do or what you like to do. So what would you say is one item on your bucket list?
Okay, this is a tough question because I have a lot of things on my bucket list, but I would really love, and this is just something I just learned about, but I would really love to go build a home for a family. There is a thing called Homes for Hope, and my sister went and was able to take all 6 of her children with her to go do that. And they raise money and they are able to build a home for a family who hasn't been able to. So just watching her story was amazing. And I would love to do that. I'm planning on sending my husband and maybe a couple kids next year, but I've still got a baby. So I'm just hoping eventually I'll be able to go.
Yeah. Wow. That's so neat. That's a very unique item. That's awesome. Did you say where your sister was doing that?
She went to Tijuana, Mexico to do that, but they have a bunch of different locations. So
That's awesome.
I don't care where I go. I just think that's a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, that's very neat. And to get your children involved too, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what are some of the hats that you wear in your life?
Okay, so I'm a nurse. I work in the operating room. I'm PRN, which means I'm as needed. So it's a really flexible job for my motherhood state right now. I'm also a nurse at home.
Yes.
I cook and clean. I'm just do all the stay-at-home mom stuff. I'm about to step full-time into a teaching role because I have decided to homeschool my kids in January, which is a big thing. So yeah, I feel like moms do have to wear a lot of hats, but we all do it in different ways.
It's true. That's so good. What is one of your core values? What do you feel like drives you most often?
I really used to be a big liar as a kid.
Uh-huh.
And I realized one day I had lied to my 6th grade class about being able to speak Chinese. And I realized that I really didn't need to lie about that people would have liked me just fine if I didn't lie about things like that. So true integrity has really become a core value of mine, and it's become central to who I am. And sometimes it gets me in trouble. So I've had to learn a balance of like being tactful and loving and kind, but also staying true. It's not just the telling the truth part. It's the living in accordance with my values and what I believe is right. And so that gets me into trouble sometimes too.
That's so good. It's funny how experiences like that change and become the opposite for us. That's so interesting and definitely shape us to who we are. So what is some adversity that you've experienced, or what challenges have you gone through?
So I've had kind of a life full of adversity, so it's hard to just pick a couple. I had kind of an intense childhood. My parents moved to Vegas when I was 17, so I kind of lived out on my own. I lived in my car. My friends' parents took me in for a while.
Wow.
I've kind of gone through like the broke college student life too, but I think that one of the most challenging things that has happened is when my sister-in-law passed away a few years ago, giving birth to her 3rd child.
Wow.
And I was pregnant at the time, and so we really struggled that year with my pregnancy. And then we decided to move closer 2 weeks before I had the baby. So just coming to terms with that and trying to help their family as much as I could and trying to raise my kids, I just feel like everything comes to a head sometimes. And and I guess I've just learned from that kind of adversity is that those things really, just kind of like working out, they really strengthen your muscles in how to face those things and have hope and faith that you can come out of those things or move forward. You don't really heal fully when someone that you love so much dies, but you do learn to push through those things, and you learn to have an empathy and a compassion for people that you never had before. And so you can help people in a different way than you thought, so I've also learned a lot about just how short our time is on earth, and to cherish my children while they're little, and to try to take advantage of every moment that I have with them to teach them what I want to teach them. And, I know my sister-in-law would have loved to do that with her kids. So I just really cherish my time with my kids.
Yeah, those are some great takeaways. Oh, that's a doozy one. Oh my goodness. Life is so fragile. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is one thing that lights you up beyond motherhood?
So I personally love reading and learning new things. I'm currently taking a course in herbalism. I'm trying to learn about natural remedies. And I've also really developed a deep love of reading the scriptures and learning about the character of God and trying to strengthen my relationship with him.
That's so good. Yeah, I've been focusing lately on my relationship with God too. I feel like sometimes I get caught up in thinking of him in like a broad sense, like, oh, he loves everyone. He's this for everyone. But forgetting that, I can have this personal relationship with him too.
I think it's hard to realize that he can interact with us. Like we always just think he's going to interact with these people who are better than us, but he really does love the individual. And that's what I'm learning right now.
Yeah, that's so good. And I feel like sorry to go off on this, but I feel like that's one thing that's been on my mind too. Just nurturing that relationship takes consistency, because I feel like I knew that when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, I've forgotten that relationship. So it does need constant care and nourishment too. So
yeah, we get really busy. We get really busy as moms, and we forget to nurture our own spirit, I think, or nurturing everybody else.
Yeah, for sure. So that's cool. The herbalism and natural healing. I feel like that's so important just with all the things that are vying for our attention or are for sale or, claiming to fix us or heal us. And so that's cool that you have gotten into that realm. So what is one of your dream jobs?
So this is funny. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I always dreamed that I would go back to school and become a nursing school teacher. I thought I'd get my master's and go back and teach nursing school. But I think I may get to live that dream because I'm going to be homeschooling in just a month. So, I just really love teaching, and that's one of my passions. So
that's so good. And if you can continue to frame it that way, I feel like that'll bring you some joy too, because you'll say, oh yeah, I'm living my dream. I am doing this, because there will be days that it gets hard, I'm sure,
I'm sure every teacher has those moments thinking, what am I doing here?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, to get to be the one that teaches your children your values and gets to introduce all these fun and exciting things. I know as babies, you see their brains light up whenever you teach them something new. And that's a joyful thing. So trying to focus on, I'll get to see them grow in ways that I wouldn't have if I was sending them to school. So
yes. Remind me how old your kids are.
So my oldest is 7, and then I have a 5-year-old. That's the one that went to preschool. Our kids went to preschool together. And then I have my third one is turning 4 soon. And then I have a 9-month-old.
Got it. Yeah, that'll be so busy, but so good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how do you incorporate parts of your personality into motherhood? Are there some other things that you feel like you do that shows who you are?
Well, I love music. So we have a lot of music in our house, lots of singing. And usually when I'm frustrated, I realize that if I can just sing it to them, they laugh and it's funny. So I feel like music always also grounds me and makes me more calm. So everyone has a playlist in my family. Each kid has a playlist. And when they hear a song, they like to put it on a playlist. But also I'm kind of an introverted extrovert. So it's hard for me to reach out of my comfort zone, but I really love it when I do. So I like to have my kids have play dates at our house as often as possible. And they love getting to know new and different people. And it also increases my friendship pool. So.
Yes, that's true. I love it. I feel like a lot of times we can use our kids as excuses or reasons, to get to know other people or, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Or we could use it as an excuse to avoid seeing people because we're so busy. So
right.
I try to make time for friends because life can get really hard if you just are always doing stuff.
For sure. Yeah. I feel like my husband uses the latter because he's an introvert. And so he'll say, oh yeah, the kids are tired. We need to go, So funny. Are you looking for peaceful, screen-free activities? Introducing Daybreak Dough, a local homemade Play-Doh and sensory kit business that uses natural ingredients found in your kitchen. Ash has been making homemade Play-Doh and sensory activities since 2016. As a preschool teacher, she immediately saw the impact creating engaging sensory experiences had on her young students and started using them as a tool to help with her own mental health too. Homemade Play-Doh and sensory activities offer many benefits for young children, adults doing inner child work, and anyone who is seeking more play in their lives. Daybreak Dough's mission is to remind all of us the importance of sensory play, no matter our age. Visit www.daybreakdough.com and enter code ADVERSITY at checkout for 10% off your entire order. Daybreak Dough can also be found on Instagram and Facebook with the handle @DaybreakDough. I ordered a few of these from Ash and I love them so much. My preschoolers stay engaged for a very long time and request these kits almost daily. Whether you're ordering one for yourself or some kids in your life, you won't be disappointed.
Hey guys, it's Just Blaine, Bex, and Sarah here. We all three got something in common. Take a guess what it is. Or don't. I'll tell you. We all have been going to the Daybreak Business Networking Lunches. Bex, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we have. That's actually where we met our good friends. Sarah, thank you for setting those up. They have been so much fun. Sarah, I know you have some exciting news to announce of where our group is headed in the month of January. So go ahead and share those details.
Yeah, January, we're moving over to Novell Daybreak Apartments in the clubhouse. So please come on out and meet us there.
Every Wednesday at 1 p.m., business owners of Daybreak, get out here. You got to. This has been one of the best things for all the business owners that have been a part of this for the last couple of months. Don't miss out. 1 p.m. on Wednesdays, Novell Daybreak Apartments. See you there.
Have you ever been curious about the energies that influenced you the moment you took your first breath? Are you captivated by the cycles of the moon? Are you intrigued by the connection you feel to the stars in the universe? If so, having your birth chart read can answer these questions and give you insight to the cosmic blueprint that was made when you were born. Kaya Community founder Cambria Davis is an experienced astrologer and energy healer that has the unique ability to unveil the magic of your birth chart and the essence of your soul in ways that will resonate with you for years to come. Not only can this 60-minute reading connect you deeper with the stars, the cosmos, and yourself, it can help you return to your soul's essence and to remember the purpose you have here during this existence. It can provide direction and guidance if you feel stuck or lost. And most importantly, it can help you be in alignment with the timing of your life. Follow your soul today and book your reading with Cambria by visiting www.kayacommunity.com. That's community with a K. Or find the link in the show notes. I met Cambria at the business networking lunches in Daybreak and have been so fascinated by her talents and personality. And I'm so excited to have my reading done with her in the future, as well as a girls' night where she will do birth chart readings. Book a session with her and be sure to mention that I sent you. Do you have a favorite quote or mantra that guides what you do or in your day-to-day life?
So we have been really living by this mantra lately because we're changing a lot of things in our house. So I love it. It's a quote actually from a girl in my neighborhood. So I'm not trying to steal her quote, but I think she made it. It's really awesome. But it's there is little growth in your comfort zone and there is little comfort in your growth zone. So if we want to grow, we have to think out of the box. And if we don't step out of the box, then we don't do a lot of growing. We're in our comfy, like cozy little space and we become a cookie cutter version of ourselves. And I just really want to be a person that can adapt and grow and change and do what is hard. I mean, back to the integrity piece is that like, as I learn and grow and learn new things, I have to change to live in accordance with that. Yeah. And so, I mean, this whole homeschooling thing is going against the grain. Like, just there's a lot of things that I'm trying to do and change in my life, and my kids are changing with me, but just trying to be okay. And I love Hebrews 11:6. It talks about how without faith, it's impossible to please God. And we do have to take that step of faith. There's so many examples in the scriptures of like Abraham and Noah and like all these people who really did amazing things. It's because they stepped out of their comfort zone. Like they had to go out into the wilderness sometimes. And so right now our family's headed out into the wilderness. My husband, he's a pharmacist, but he's starting up a business. So his business, he's trying to consult people because we are in medicine and we realize that there's a place for medicine in acute situations, but a lot of times they don't get to the root cause of why you're having illness. So that's why I'm looking into herbalism, is that we need to be partners in our healthcare. There's no magical drug that's going to fix all of our problems. We have to make changes in our lives to change our diet and to change our lifestyle so that we can be more healthy individuals. So part of the homeschool decision was to reduce stress, because chronic stress leads to health problems. And I'm in the car all day when I'm taking all my kids to school. So anyways, just recognizing those things in our life that need adjustment to be more in tune with what God has for us and what we need health-wise for our mental health and our physical health.
Yeah, wow, that's so inspiring. And so it rings so true to me. And it's a great reminder too, that we're always changing, because sometimes I think, oh, okay, when will I just have it all together? When will I be there? When will this come together, but it's like, it is always changing. You find a new normal or you adapt and you grow, and there's a reason for it too. So that's great.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you wanted to share or talk about?
As I've been thinking about what we were going to talk about, it really is just so important to be true to ourselves, like, and recognizing that God plays an integral part in our lives and that he's guiding us somewhere, and to accept that. And so that's been a really hard change for me. Is I have all these things that I thought that I wanted for my life, and this path that I thought we would be on. And if I looked at myself a year ago or 9 months ago, even, I would not have imagined the growth that I would have been experiencing right now. And like things like people dying or things happen that do change you. There's no avoiding the changes that come as a result of just messy life. Yeah. And so to be able to lean into that, to trust in God, and to be able to move through those things and allow it to change you. and allow yourself to have that courage to be different, because our experiences are going to take us, we all have a different role to play in each other's lives, and just to allow that to really shape you into who you need to be and the type of mother you need to be for your kids, because your kids are unique individuals and you can't be the same mom as somebody else. So that is just what I'm learning through all of these changes.
Well, that is so great. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your insight today. I'm always so grateful for my guests because I learn so much from each individual. If the only person my podcast was me, I'd get a huge benefit from it. So I appreciate you sharing what you have to share. And I know it'll resonate with a lot of moms.
Can I share what my husband's blog is?
Yes.
So my husband's business, he's doing this to heal himself because he also is struggling with the loss of his sister. So he's kind of started a blog that's called Letters to Heather. And in that, he's explaining how, because Heather was a nutrition, she had her master's in nutrition, and it was really a big passion of hers. And so he's writing letters to Heather to, one, cope with her loss, and two, to he's trying to do this business to actually help people. And that was something that she was very passionate about. And so it's called naturalfunpharmacy.com.
Okay.
I hope that's the correct address. But he's just trying to help people. It's not a lucrative thing yet. We're just getting it up and running. But I know that it's made a lot of changes in my life and my mental health. And one thing that he talks about a lot is chronic stress and how that leads to bad health. And so finding ways to reduce, because the chronic stress actually changes your hormonal makeup and it does affect your health. So it's just an interesting way to look at health. But anyways, I just wanted to plug that really fast.
For sure. Yeah, I will put that in the show notes as well. Two things came to mind. First was when you were talking about stress. I recently learned that stress affects digestion, which I don't know why I didn't think about that before, but it's true. Like so many parts of our life are affected by stress. So that's great that he's seeking to help others like that. And then the other thing that came to mind was when you were talking about being in alignment with ourselves. I feel like a big lesson I've had to learn is just getting rid of resentment and resistance. Just if we resist that or resent it, then that's going to inhibit the change. And so I feel like you said, the more we can just be in alignment with ourselves, the happier we'll be. And it'll just, we'll allow that change to come.
Well, and comparison is the thief of joy. If you're saying, oh, that mom over there looks like they're doing a great job and their kids are great and everything. I mean, I think we also don't realize that everybody struggles in different ways, but to try to fit into that cookie cutter mold just stifles your growth and it's not fair to the person that you were created to be. Yeah. So everyone was created for a different purpose and it has a different role to play. And some people are introverted and some people are extroverted. And those things are blessings to your family, to the world. And we need all the different kinds of people. So I do feel like social media has made it really hard on moms to be okay to be different. Yeah. And to not be popular exactly. And I'm trying to come to terms with that because it's really hard sometimes to go against the grain. And some of the life choices that I'm making are very unpopular. And I get a lot of concern from people like, are you sure you're going to do that? But I've learned that I never regret doing what I feel is right, doing what feels right for my family. And I'm not judging you for what your family's doing because obviously your family's different than mine. Yeah. So giving each other space to grow and be different and not judging each other either, like not judging ourselves, but also not giving other people room to grow and not be the same as you.
So true. Yes. Yeah. I've always heard you're the mother that your children need. Yeah. There's a reason that you're placed together. And then my sister has a shirt that says, mind your own motherhood. And I really like that because it's true, just like, you have no idea what's best for their family. Like you said, like you're just doing what's right for you and your family. So that's good.
The second you get pregnant, everyone has their motherhood advice for you. And what I've learned about all that advice is you can take it because maybe your kid will have something that resembles what their kid had. And you can use that because motherhood really is trial and error. But in the long run, it is just trial and error because each kid is different and you're different. And just you think you're a great parent with one kid and then your next kid comes and you have no idea what you're doing. So it's just really advice is fine, but I'm careful to give advice now because I just know that my road has been so different than other people's. So
yes, so good. Wow. What a journey, motherhood.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Yeah. Thanks, Jen.
Yes.
Good talking to you.
Thank you for listening. You can find me on Instagram at A is for Adversity. And I just wanted to let you know about an event coming up this Saturday. It'll be Tarot for Tips at 10 a.m. at Biscott's in Daybreak. And Courtney and Ben will be there, and Sarah. It'll just be a great time, and you can have a card reading. And thank you, as always, to Blaine from Ride the Wave Media. If you want to start your own podcast, get in touch, and we will get you your own show.
Do you want to unleash your inner power and heal your past wounds? Do you want to learn the secrets of Celtic wisdom and magic? Do you want to transform your life and align with your true purpose? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need to listen to Practically Magic, the podcast that shows you how to use ancient healing in a modern way. Join me, Courtney Earle, a self-proclaimed witch, healer, and Celtic priestess, and let me guide you through the dark cauldron of your subconscious and help you emerge with a new vision of yourself. Practically Magic is more than just a podcast. It is a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Tune in every week and get ready to experience massive healing, balance, and peace for your soul and body. Listen on Ride the Wave Media.
This is Sarah Elbert with Daybreak Treasures Boutique, and I would like to let you know about some watercolor workshops coming up. We have a Winter Wonderland watercolor with Shelley Clough at Biscott's Bakery. That's 6172 Westlake Avenue in South Jordan on Thursday, January 18th, 5:30 to 8 p.m. Go sign up at daybreaktreasures.com, art workshops, and book your spot.